Baker, no. But superstar on TV, absolutely. I've always been like that kid that wants to perform in front of the family. My ex-husband was like, I guess I was getting on his nerves because he told me to find a hobby, right?
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And you're like, I will show you.
Okay. And so he asked me to make cupcakes for the fundraiser. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to just make regular cupcakes. I know I can do that. I want to do something like special.
To everybody that's watching our podcast. Today we've got one of my dearest friends that I met in my clothing store quite a few years ago, and we have worked together with weddings, or I should say my clients have worked with her, Kimberly Adams. Kimberly, how are you today?
I am good. Thank you guys for having me.
Oh my God,
excited
totally.
to have you.
We are super excited. So Kimberly has had a super exciting career. And, I think one of the things that enthralls me and excites me is seeing women. And you know how obviously I love women, having clothing stores for many years, is that watching them just climb to the top. And I've met so many of them because I moved here 19 years ago from Chicago.
Right.
And just seeing the transformation of so many and becoming so successful in Milwaukee and around the world is just such a great experience. And I just I wanted you on so bad. I'm like, she's not going to be on. She's not going to be on. The woman's traveling everywhere. She's in all these great TV shows lately, the last few years. She's busy with her company. But you said yes, and you said yes without hesitation. So
we literally, you were on our list when we were talking in January before we even recorded.
Bam.
You were in our top 5. He's like, I'm gonna try. I'm like, okay, we'll see. And here you are. So we're excited.
So Kimberly, tell me about your career. I want to know the first time you thought, oh my God, I want to be like a huge baker, a pastry chef.
How do you even get started?
I mean, were you 5, 6, 7 helping family or baking it when you were young? Tell me about this.
Okay, so I never thought I want to be this huge baker. Baker, no. But superstar on TV, absolutely. I've always been like that kid that wants to perform in front of the family and do something so everybody can see me, which is weird because I'm really an introvert. But when it comes to my cakes and stuff, I'm complete opposite, right? So I tell everybody, I started baking when I was young. I would watch my mom. She's in the kitchen. She's baking. And I asked her for an Easy Bake Oven, right?
That's where it all begins.
Girl, I had that Easy Bake Oven until I was 14. My mom was like, okay, this is ridiculous. We're going to get you working with the stove, the actual stove. So she would just give me her leftover stuff. My mom always baked scratch. She'd make biscuits from scratch, cornbread from scratch, cakes from scratch,
That's
everything
my mom
from
too.
Scratch. Everything scratch baked. So it was interesting to me that my mom could literally put flour and sugar and these things together and they would come out and be delicious,
and
right?
It's a science. It is a legit science.
It definitely is. And so literally it was out of pure greed that I would sit there and watch my mom because I would know that after she's done baking it that I would get the scraps or whatever was left over. So I would just literally stay in the kitchen with her for hours. Easy Bake Oven for years, and then she started letting me help her. So the decorating side didn't come until I was probably in my 30s, right?
Oh, wow. So that was many years.
So what were you doing up to that?
What were you? I'm curious. Between that time of baking, between a pastry.
I would literally just bake stuff for family events.
Okay.
Kim will make the
just
pound
whatever.
cake. Kim will make this. Kim will make some cupcakes. Kim will make some cookies. My sisters and I would literally be in the kitchen and try any recipe we would find. And remember those Betty Crocker, those hardcover Betty Crocker recipe books?
Yeah, of course.
My mom would order those. So we would literally just go in there and test things. And if we didn't have the ingredient, we would substitute it for something else. So it was a bunch of trial and error. So I would say I always baked, But the decorating didn't come until I got older, child. And this is the funny story. So my ex-husband was like, I guess I was getting on his nerves because he told me to find a hobby, right?
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And you're like, I will show you.
Okay. I found a hobby.
How about murder?
worst
I know
way.
how to murder people. That's a good hobby.
Yeah. So like, I'm like, what? So anyway, so he had a fundraiser at his job.
Maybe they'll find you in the yard.
Listen. Had a fundraiser at his job. And so he asked me to make cupcakes for the fundraiser. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to just make regular cupcakes. I know I can do that. I want to do something like special. So I saw in a Good Housekeeping magazine in the store, they had these cute little animals they had made out of like marshmallows and fondant. And, you know, that's when it first really came on the scene.
Clicked with you.
And so I'm like, I want to try to make these. So I bought everything in the magazine, took it home, and I made these like the cutest animals. He took them to the fundraiser, and mine like sold out. Like everybody bought all of mine like within 5 minutes. And they were like,
People love aesthetics.
who made
Wow.
that?
And how old were you? 30?
Yes, I was in my 30s.
This was your 30s
Yes,
doing
just
this.
doing something, trying to be extra for the fundraiser.
So that was just on
a whim.
You packed everything.
was your hobby.
You packed your whole success into 1 year. You're 31 now.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Amazing. You look incredible, honestly.
Thank you so
Ageless.
much.
Anyway,
Thank
go
you.
ahead.
So it's literally started there. Did that for the fundraiser, and then I had some extras, so I took them to work with me. Worked at AT&T, and everybody was like, "Where'd you get these?" And I'm like, "I made them." They were like, "You did not make these." I'm like, "I made them." They could not believe it. So then one of my coworkers asked me, "Hey, can you make a cake?" And I'm like, "What kind of cake?" And they wanted a toilet cake because one of our bosses was turning 40. So you know that saying, after 40, everything goes down the toilet.
Yeah.
They wanted me to make him a gag cake like a toilet.
That's fun.
So I created that cake.
Were you nervous about it at all? Or you're just like,
Yes,
oh, I can do
I'm
this.
like, this is not what I do. Like,
Yeah.
I'm an account manager. Like, I
Yeah.
don't, I bake, so I know the cake's gonna taste good.
Yeah.
But the decorating part, I don't do that. But what's
Wow.
funny is that once I did it, and I was like, oh my God, I can sculpt. I did not think about, and my mom brought this up later. She was like, do you remember when you were in grade school how all of your art sculptures, you remember the clay sculptures we had to make, and like,
Yes.
Right.
they
right.
were
diorama.
She was
I
like,
do, yep.
yours were always on display in the library. Like
Oh, I
they
love
they were
that.
always
I was just going to
amazing.
ask, were you into art like as a child? Like, did you like it or you just
I
kind of,
just
it came
did
to you?
it. Like it
Okay.
was part of the class. You had to do it, and so I
Yeah.
just did
I
it.
loved making those ashtrays.
Right.
Did you ever do that?
Yes, I
Isn't
had to
that
make an
crazy?
ashtray, and
Those
mine
would
was
be
just like
banned
this
from school now if you made one.
Listen, Listen, Clay. My ashtray had
For my
like
mom and dad
all
who
these-
smoked then.
my ashtray had like all these cool designs on the side that I designed on the side of
Right.
it. So it like they displayed it. They
I love
displayed
that.
And now that you think about that,
I think
Clay,
I
isn't
made
that
a pot pipe in high school now that I think about it.
Isn't that
I
crazy?
did crazy to think about
Yeah.
it. Yeah. And the teacher was like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So I
Oh,
mean,
I
So
used to
anyway,
love
so
art
you
class.
so you created that for the birthday and
and it just kind of after that, literally
Referral.
family, friends are like, make this. Can you
Wow.
make that? Can you do this kind of? And it's such a crazy story because it was not even on my radar at all.
And how
of
do you
something
even know
for me
like what
do.
to charge? Were you just like, okay, maybe I'll charge $100?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I just put the
you're like-
price of my ingredients
Yeah.
in, and then I charge a little bit for my time.
Yeah.
You know, like,
sure.
yeah, it wasn't like anything I was, because I'm not an accountant. And so that's another thing, like with business, and I always tell people this, like, you have a skill and you know you can do something, that doesn't mean that you should just open a business. Because
100,000,
my
million.
famous 1,000%.
Yes.
You are so correct in that. And it took me so many years to say, Clay, you are really shitty with money. And when you open up a company,
But
you
at
really
first, when
have.
you do open a company,
You're doing
like-
it yourself.
Yeah, and you're
You
like,
don't
how can I
know.
afford
Yep.
an accountant?
you
Right?
got to be the
And
accountant.
that's what you're
Marketing.
You
getting
got
at.
to be the marketing
One
person.
thing- yes.
You have to be the tax person. You have all
Correct.
of these things. And so for
Stressful.
me opening a business, everyone's like, you have this skill. And I know I can do the cakes. I know I can make them. But it's so much more behind that
Yeah.
that people don't know. And that it's like, you need to have some type of training or someone that tells you, okay, when you open your business, you know you can produce this, but then you still have to worry about, you know, your W-2s with the employees.
Exactly.
I'm like, all of those things that people don't think about.
And I
when
think
you open
consumers too don't realize, they look at their tangible product, right? Like you and I both have tangible products.
Right.
So you look at the cake and they're like, oh, why is that so expensive? It costs this. It's like, no, it's not just that. You're paying for the creativity, but there's so many other bills behind running the business and why you price things the way they do.
In one product.
In one product, and people
so much
don't
cost
realize
that goes
it.
into it that people don't realize.
Yeah.
That, but you know, I'm really happy that you hit on how important it is to delegate, and as a business owner, because I have made so many financial mistakes and went bankrupt, and not embarrassed by any means.
Right.
Was I embarrassed many years ago? Yes. But the more business owners I've met, the more entrepreneurs that I've met that have, I don't ever want to use the word failed, because everything you do is an experience, a learning experience. So I take that as an education.
Yeah.
So,
agreed.
Yep.
so many entrepreneurs, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't care. Then, you know, who cares? You just get back on the horse and you do it. But when you said how important it is to, when you open a business that you don't know, learn before you do it. Write down what you're great at and do that, and write down your needs to fulfill what you need for the company and fill that with other people.
Yep.
Yes.
And you know, if you can't afford it at first, talk to your friends. Friends are always willing to help you. Somebody's always going to have a friend that's in accounting,
See,
Yep.
but
and
I'm
they're
so
willing
weird,
to, and
'cause
they're
I'm like,
willing
I
to
don't
help
want
you
people
for
looking
free.
in my money. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's like a pride thing where I'm like, I don't want people looking at my accounts. Like, you almost want to have,
but
like,
it's a good thing.
no,
Yeah, see,
I
I was
agree.
like that too.
Right.
I was
It's
like
like
that
too
too,
much
like,
ego where it's like you got to let go of it.
Yeah. I
Right.
was like
You do
that
have to
too.
let go of that, and I agree with that. You know, so thank you for that.
What step made you're decorating toilet cakes, right? You're doing these referrals. What made you, okay, now I'm going to open a storefront?
So I had a person I went to school with. I went to Greendale for one. Don't talk about my school.
You can say Greendale.
I
My
went to
boyfriend's
Greendale,
daughter goes to
Wisconsin.
Greendale.
I went to Greendale High
Yes.
School. Very proud.
Greendale
Yes,
and
you
Proud
should.
Milwaukee.
Panther.
Yes.
But I had a friend in high school who also bakes too, and so she was baking from home, and so we decided together to open something. Now, mind you, I worked a 9 to 5, and she.
Oh, so you were still working 9
I
to
was
5
still
when you
working my
opened.
9 to
Okay.
5 when I opened, and so she was like, "We can do this," you know. And we did great. Don't get it twisted. We did an amazing job.
You
We opened
did.
on North Avenue, and we did great on North Avenue. I got burnt out
Yeah.
because I literally
Are we
was,
talking about the storefront you had?
yeah, the storefront.
The Signature Suites.
Yep, Signature Suites.
Yeah, and I kind of thought that you did, because I was watching everything that started to blossom in your life, other great things, and we'll talk about that. And I thought to myself, I said, baking, weddings is one thing. I can delegate my wedding to Jackie and say, Jackie, run this wedding tonight. But I can't delegate making that cake like I make it for somebody else. And there's only one of you.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, and I feel like with
Like
a
your
bakery,
business too.
Yeah.
You can't have 4 or 5 people working
doing
for you.
custom stuff. Like,
No.
I can't. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's not the same.
it's custom, and
Yeah.
if it's
Custom,
not made
right.
for me, like we had an incident where my partner actually made a cake for a customer that had come to me for years because I wasn't there. I wasn't able to make the cake, so she made it for me, and they walked in and they literally like, yeah,
No.
Kim didn't make that. There was nothing wrong with it. She didn't complain. It was a nice cake.
But
She
they
just knew
could
it
tell.
wasn't
Yep,
made by
yep.
me.
Yeah.
And so that also became a problem where my customers that I'd had for years
Yeah.
were expecting something from Kim, and then they would get, you know, something
also,
from my
I feel like
partner.
it's such
it was,
a learning
right,
lesson.
And it wasn't like a bad thing
No.
or anything. It's
Right,
just that they were
right.
like, well, we expected Kim to make it, so we wanted it to be a certain way. I guess I had, you know, everyone has their own thing.
Yeah.
Like when it's custom, it's coming from you, so you have that little thing that people know
Extra
it's
eye
yours.
detail.
And so
yeah.
people can tell that with my cakes.
That's so true, and I think that's and you know, bringing that up, I think that's really sometimes a challenge in industries like both of yours. Mine again is a little bit different, but similar. But I mean, there's only one of you, and it's like my friend that owns Padaya Seamstress right on Wisconsin Avenue, Diane, and her husband. they cannot have anybody work for them.
Well, that's
it's
an art.
impossible.
It's
and
amazing.
she
It's
only
an art.
focuses on wedding dresses. And she's like, God, I could do like 100 more a year, but I can't.
Yeah.
Because she had a seamstress one time that the mother had her come in and do it, or I guess somebody else did it, and I think she was telling me that the client, very similar to what you were saying, it wasn't her work.
Yep.
And that's tough, you know. It's
Yeah,
like,
it
you know, they
is.
want even
You
that
can't clone
even that
yourself.
cookie that you're making or that cupcake. They want it to be made
They
by
want it to be
Kimberly.
made by me, but the
Right.
reality is I can't do everything. And
Yeah,
that's the reason
no,
why I had a
you'd be in there
partner.
24/7.
Yeah.
It'd be impossible.
Yeah.
And then plus having a full-time job on top
Oh,
of it. Where's your
girl.
work-life balance?
Burnt out.
Yeah.
Do you hear, like super burnt.
And no quality of life. I mean, really. It's like you're working your full-time job. And that's how, like, when I started my business, it's like I was still working other jobs, doing stuff. It's like, okay, at what point are you going to, like, flip the switch and say, I have to give this 100%? That's, like, such a hard decision and scary
Yeah.
decision to make. So what was your turning point for that?
So for me, for that business, I was like, I at that point I couldn't quit my job because I was going through a divorce.
Yeah.
And I needed my insurance. I
Yeah.
needed all the things for my kids. So
Sure,
it was not a
sure.
reality for me to quit my full-time job.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. So we ended up closing the bakery. We sold everything. So we didn't lose, which is not
great.
doesn't
Not
happen for a lot of
common
businesses.
at
No,
all.
it doesn't.
Not
No,
common. Like
no.
we closed at a great time where we recouped and we didn't lose a dime.
That's
So
amazing.
that was amazing. You know, her and I, we're still friends. Everything is still cool with us. And that was a blessing. You know what I mean? Because a lot of businesses close and it's like they've lost all this money.
Yeah.
And for us, we didn't. So that was
Absolute
good.
blessing.
So
So let's get from the divorce. That's past. We need to move forward into the future.
yes.
And
But I would like to say real quick, you know, I like to cut you off from time to time.
I know you love to. What?
I think people come into your life for a reason. Yes, we're going to move forward from the divorce. However, he was meant to be in your life to tell you to get your hobby, and look at that.
Oh, baby, I wouldn't even have the hobby if it wasn't for him telling me that.
So it's like,
We've talked
fire-
about how that. I would never be in Milwaukee and have what I have.
Yeah.
Without
Things
that
happen for a
XX that
reason.
we talked
Yeah,
about
the
in the first episode.
XXX.
XX.
that lit a fire.
No, just X.
Yes.
And because the thing was, at the time, like literally, I worked, like I said, I worked at AT&T. I was at Top Pay. I didn't have to do cakes on the side. That was just
Right,
something
right.
extra. It was extra money for me,
was
to
passion.
just do whatever
Yeah.
I wanted to do with it. But that lit a fire under me. Like, excuse me?
okay,
What?
I'll show you a hobby.
Right.
Look
I
at
love
you
that.
now.
Yeah. So
How many TV shows?
She
Look at
got
you
the.
now.
Hold on. Let's back up. She got the hobby, and she got her new partner, Taurus, who I have met and is
loves
absolutely
Taurus.
a charmer, funny,
I
kind
have to meet this guy.
comedian. Oh, he's cool. We definitely have to have them both on the show.
Yeah.
So going to Taurus and how he's been by your side and your supporter. I guess both of you obviously support each other
Yep.
in your endeavors and your careers and your aspirations in life. What is the best thing about him in your career? Like what drives you to be better? Does he impact you? Does he influence you? Does he drive you?
He is such, like you said, being a supporter is like the main thing.
Yeah.
And he's like my number one person. Like he runs around the city. Like my wife is the best cake lady in the city. I don't care what nobody say. Like
It's true.
So let me ask you this question: What kind of frosting do you put on your body from head to toe?
oh, you know he like that lemon frosting. A little bit of sweet and a little bit of sour.
That's right, girl. Blueberry lemon's my favorite.
Listen, and this is so funny because he jumped into my inbox and was like, now mind you, we had already met each other. We
Yeah.
met each other at a concert. His brother was playing
he
the
slid
saxophone.
into the DMs.
Girl, listen. Met him at the concert. He's singing away, and I'm looking. He sung loud enough for me to hear him and to be like, "Who's that singing?" So I look over, and he's singing, right? So when he turned around, I said, "Ooh, okay." Right? So I told my friend, I was like, "Ooh, girl," I was like, "He is."
He pulled a
fine.
Janet Jackson. The left came out.
I'm like, "Oh, he is fine," right? So I'm talking to my friend. I didn't know that he could hear everything I was saying. So he's sitting there
my
listening or
God.
whatever. And do you know we never said anything to each other? He never said
That
anything.
night?
That night, we never said
Nothing.
anything to
So
each
how
other.
much time lapsed until he slid into
A
your
couple
DMs?
months. A couple
What?
months. We were friends. We were. He had already
Wow.
followed me because I made cakes.
Yeah.
So we were friends, but then he inboxed me and asked me, "Can I make him a lemon cake?"
Stop it.
Right. So when I saw the inbox, I was like, "Oh," I was like.
So did you already like you
That's
remember
a,
like that's that guy?
I said, "This is the
That's
guy."
a definitely pickup line.
I said, "He do not want no lemon cake. He
Oh
want cake,
my
but not
God.
lemon, right?"
Oh my God.
So he's like, "No, I really want you to make this cake for me. Da 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 da. You're amazing." Da. And I'm like,
That's
"Okay, well,
awesome.
what's the design of the cake that you want?" And he didn't have a design. I just want the cake. And I'm like, I know you just want the cake.
I see right through you.
Right. So I ended up making the cake for him or whatever, and we just started communicating like on a friendly level or whatever.
Right.
We literally communicated on a friendly level for like a year.
That's
Wow.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
great though. That's beautiful.
Yeah, just
you know, neither
just
of you
friends. Yeah.
both of you wanted to be with each other, obviously, but you took it to a friendship level first.
Yeah, and we were
And got
like
to know each
strictly
other, which-
friends and
Did you guys like hang out at all or just like messaging?
oh
friends?
no, it was just a message inbox. Oh my God, that cake was amazing. Oh, thanks so much. Blah 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 blah. This and that, and then it got to, hey, what are you doing? You know, where are you going to be this
Right,
weekend? And
love that.
and things like that. And then we ended up meeting like at a oh my God, right downtown, and we had grilled cheese sandwiches and soup. I'll never forget it. And that was our first time, like our first date that we went on, and we just from there it was like we were nonstop.
You're like,
we were
grilled
like
cheese
And
inseparable.
Jackie, when they're together, you could just tell.
I can't wait to
Love is
see
in the
them.
air. Love is in the air.
I
so,
love that.
meeting Taurus, and obviously that's a very successful relationship. And then let's go on to the other successes. Let's go on to, which maybe many listeners don't know, that you not only teach youth, right? You teach youth
Yep.
That's amazing.
for baking, correct?
Yes.
And then you then started your career in TV as well. Tell me about that.
So
what
wait,
was
can
it?
we back up a second?
Yeah.
Because I want to get to this. What made you take the leap from your full-time job to doing this full-time?
Okay.
Or are
so-
you still at AT&T?
girl? So I'm still at AT&T at this point. But one of my friends sent in some pictures that I'd made of the cakes for the people that I did at AT&T.
And it
friends
wasn't
and
that
family.
one cake that you made, that triple X one? For
Yes.
It was?
No. That was one of them.
I can't even, hold on. Everybody close your ears out there.
Not safe for
This
work.
thing
Not
was-
safe for work.
This thing was real. And let's just say it's a man's body part.
So did
okay,
you
go
want
ahead.
did you want her to make a cake for you then after that? After you saw some of these cakes, Clay, or what?
No.
You
But I
just be
died
excited about
laughing. It showed up at my venue, and I was like, "She made
my
this."
God. Yeah. It was for a bachelorette party.
it. So fun.
And it was so, like, I specialize in realness and details.
It was unbelievably
So they wanted
lifelike.
Some
details.
veins.
I gave them details, baby. Okay.
We can't talk about it, but anyway,
Anyways.
everybody gets it. So
Right.
anyway,
Okay,
back to the question
so,
you
back
had.
to your question. So what happened was when I was still at AT&T, one of my coworkers sent in pictures to this online cake contest. Right? She didn't tell me that she did it, but she sent in pictures and was like, I want to compete in this online contest, blah, blah, because she thought it was online. Well, they ended up calling me because they saw my pictures and they were like, are you interested in doing this competition? And I'm like, what? Competition?
Yeah.
And he was like, well, you replied to an ad online for a cake competition. Blah, 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 blah. We saw your pictures. We think you'd be
Very
great for
cool.
it. So I'm like, okay, but I've never competed before. They were like, that's okay. We saw your pictures. We think you do an amazing job. It turned out to be the Food Network.
Stop
Wow.
it.
And
I don't know any of these stories because
it
I haven't
was
seen Kimberly in so long.
The contest was actually not online. It was in New York. They were filming,
Oh my gosh.
and it was the cake challenge.
And that was the first one.
And
What
that was
year
my
was
very
this?
first show. That had to be 2010.
Wow.
And that was my
That long ago?
that long ago. Yes, 2010.
Wow.
And I was like, wait, what? And he goes, yeah, it's for the Food Network, and we're gonna fly you to
So
New
were
York.
you skeptical at all? Where you're like, okay, like this is a real.
Absolutely. I was like, wait a minute, are you guys serious? And then he sent me like all the
What up?
information from Food Network. I had to sign NDAs and blah, 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 blah. And this
So
and
you're like,
that.
oh my God, I'm doing
and
this.
so, I was like, oh my God. And I was like, at first I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, I had never been on camera before. I'd never made a cake for anyone other than my
But it
friends
was
and
your dream.
family. And then I was like, but my coworkers was like, oh, you're going. Like, you're literally myself and 3 of my coworkers flew to New York with me.
I legit have.
They like
goosebumps.
literally
That's
were
so
like, we're
exciting.
going with you because this is amazing. It's Food Network. And, whatever. And
And
yes.
it's bigger now than ever.
Oh my God. Yeah, it is. It's bigger now. But back then, it was still
Right.
the Food Network,
Right. Yeah.
whatever. So I went on the show. I did it. I had to make a cake for a 2-year-old girl birthday. They wanted the cake to be Brooklyn themed because her parents are from Brooklyn.
How do you do a Brooklyn themed cake for a 2-year-old?
For a girl, right. So what the other 3 artists did were they did like a tiered cake and they put like Brooklyn monuments on the cake.
Okay.
Cool.
One person actually made the Brooklyn Bridge, made it look like the Brooklyn Bridge or whatever. Because it was for a 2-year-old. So in my brain, I'm like,
exactly.
it's for a little girl. Why not
Yeah.
make her a teddy bear?
Sure.
So what I did was I made a teddy bear and I made all of her toys, all of the Brooklyn icons. So I made a Nathan's hot dog.
That is
I made the Brooklyn Bridge with
brilliant.
eyes on it. So I made all the
So
toys,
brilliant
everything
around it.
Brooklyn, and the teddy bear was for her because it's for
Yeah.
a little girl. And I won $10,000.
Girl!
Of course you did.
Were you just like, what just happened?
Right. I was like, oh my God. And
All
when I'm
those
in my
years.
zone doing my cakes, I'm just all, I got to do this and I got to, that's just me when I'm doing my cakes
Right.
and things like that. So they were like, oh my God, your personality is amazing and you're so cute.
And you're in the back of your head, you're like, I know this has been my dream.
Right. I was like, oh, I'm on TV. Right. Like, hey, mama. Right. So
I
of
love
course,
this. I
had
love
such an
that
adrenaline
journey.
rush. Yeah.
So that started.
So then you started, did you start a business after that? Did
Yes.
you use
So
that
once
as,
I did that one show, is when we opened the bakery in Tulsa.
Got
Okay.
The week we opened in Tulsa, we left to go film Cupcake Wars. Remember Cupcake Wars?
Yeah, of course.
Remember how
Completely.
huge it was? Myself and my business partner, we went to go film that in LA. So when we got back and that aired, our business was
Booming.
off the. So when
Booming,
I
right.
say we were doing great,
You were
that
doing
wasn't the
great. You
problem.
couldn't handle it.
I just was burnt out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
completely.
I was burnt. Like I could not even when I tell you I was there until 3 a.m.
I
one
believe
time,
it.
and then went home, showered, got dressed, and went to AT&T at 6:30.
Oh, I already, like I said before, I always thought, and how is she even possibly humanly doing it? It's impossible.
Caffeine.
So you conquered that, did that, closed it, which was so smart. There's always a reason for everything.
Yeah.
And then, so TV. So after the Cupcake Wars, what came next? And what came
So
next?
they called me to do these shows, and each show you have to audition for. It's not like, oh, you're on the show. I mean, like twice they've done that, but that's just like the last couple of years because I've
Sure.
done so many.
Yeah.
But it's an audition process every show. So they called me to do Cupcake Wars. I did Macy's Thanksgiving Cake Spectacular.
Oh,
I
wow.
did Holiday Wars. I've done Sugar Dome. I've done literally every cake competition.
Do you get nervous every time, or you're just kind of like, what it is, what it is?
I don't get nervous anymore. I
That's
think
great.
because I know what to expect.
Yeah.
And then I also know when like some of the shows you get to pick your team, and other shows they pick the team for you. So when they pick the teams, they want to pick a dynamic. So they don't
Yeah.
want you guys, everyone to come together and kumbaya. It's always the dynamic, so they can have the dynamic for TV.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right.
So
you
it's
need
like-
the drama to go along with it.
Correct.
You have to have the hype.
So they know
You're
exactly
not just
which
standing there baking.
personalities
That would
to-
be a boring show.
Exactly. For Halloween Wars, that's 6 different episodes, right? So each episode, a team gets eliminated. So for that show, I made it to the finale.
Oh, wow.
But my pumpkin carver and my cake artist could not stand. I mean, my pumpkin artist and my sugar artist, he was from New Jersey, so he had that personality. Like, listen,
My
I'm
way
gonna
or
tell you
the
what to do,
highway.
and you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
And he's always right.
Right. And then she was from North Carolina and just the sweetest little Southern belle you'll ever meet in your life. And she's only 23 years old.
Oh.
So their personality, she's sweet as pie and he's just rah, rah, rah. So the whole entire show. So we get to the finale, what happens? Boom, collision. Like it just, When I say she was crying,
I was just gonna say, was she crying? That used to be
my
me
gosh.
when I was
She was
younger.
crying.
Same way, I
He's
would cry
swinging
in
around
conflict.
a chainsaw but it was again, the producers knew what they were doing, and then
Yeah.
of course I'm the mama, I'm stepping in like,
Right,
hold on,
right.
you go in that corner, you go in that corner, and that was
Yeah.
my role in that whole team, and we ended up not winning, but we made it to the finale in that, which
Yeah.
it was bittersweet because I was pissed. Like, we've been here for weeks filming this show, 6
And you
episodes,
could have
and
won
get to the
with that.
finale.
Yeah. And you can't put your differences aside
Yep.
to win.
But they got
That's
the
what-
ratings too because of the
Of course.
yeah,
Yep.
because of the drama. They need that, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes they want you to lose,
Yep.
right?
So
Yeah.
what would you say, like, now, like, moving forward, you've done all these incredible shows. What would you say, like, percentage of your business is doing cakes for weddings, or is it all over the board, or how
Right
does that
now,
work?
wedding cakes are probably, I would say 60%. And
Okay.
that's
I
because
kind of figured that. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's
Yep.
pretty much what I take are
Yeah.
the wedding cakes. I'd rather do those than do
Like
the birthday
smaller-
cakes
yeah.
and stuff for people. And then too, that's also because it's easier for me. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like with
Right.
me doing my classes, it's easier for me to stop the class and then I have one wedding cake for that weekend and I can focus on just that one wedding cake versus
Right.
me having 6 and 7 cakes, in one day or 5 cakes in one day. For me, it's better to just focus on that one.
And
you know what
where
I
do
mean?
you teach the classes at? Like, is it through
No,
a
so it's actually
organization?
my class. So I have
Oh.
a apprenticeship program with the state of Wisconsin.
I love
also have
that.
a pre-apprenticeship program. And then I also am a part of and I want to say it right, it's ETPL, which is the Employment Training Program for the state of Wisconsin. So anyone that's receiving like W-2 or food stamps or any type of government assistance, I can teach them a skill. So I can teach them baking and I also can teach them cooking as well.
So is it like a certain age range, or
No, because
okay.
I mean, you can get assistance started at the age of 18.
Yeah.
18, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so
That's
it's like,
wonderful.
yeah.
That's your philanthropy
I
work
love
that
that.
you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Your other work, your other side of you that
Yeah.
people don't see.
Yeah.
Most people just see the cake or see you on TV. So, out of how many shows have you done? How many different shows have you done through the years?
So I have done 14
Wow.
shows.
What?
I've won 3.
That's amazing.
I was a judge on 1. I was a judge on Buddy versus Dove.
Did you like being a judge?
No.
Really?
That's
What-
what's so weird. I
Like,
didn't-
why? Like, why do you
I-
think?
I feel like I like competing better because I know what I'm going to do, and
Yeah.
it's being in the moment and
Sure,
doing it
sure.
versus judging. I'm sitting there watching them do it.
Like, do you feel guilty, like, about being judgmental on people, or are you just like,
absolutely not. Because
Okay, good.
The show that I judged was Buddy versus Duff. So Buddy Velastro,
Yes,
the
of
cake
course.
boss,
Yep,
and
yep.
then Duff Goldman, the
Yeah.
guy from LA.
Yeah.
And they had their show for 6 seasons.
Yeah.
And the last season is when they pulled people that cake artists from across the country that they thought were worthy of judging them,
wow?
and they could pick out,
What
okay,
an honor.
that Bonner work is good. I know, I was so honored.
What an
like,
honor.
Oh my God.
Very cool. So of the shows that you've done, what was your favorite? What is your favorite so far? What is your all-time favorite? The people, the other.
So my favorite is one that's coming up and it's not out yet.
I know, and we
But-
can't say it, or you
can't
can't say it.
say it.
I
But
have an
stay
inkling. I have an
tuned.
inkling of it, but stay tuned. She's going to be on one heck of a show and pretty well known. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah,
so
that's
that's
my
been
favorite.
your favorite so far.
That's been my favorite so far, but there is
So-
another one.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. There is another one. So the one that I just filmed, and it's literally right now on HBO Max. It's called Super Mega Cakes. So that show they had 6 teams of 3 go against Duff Goldman, and we had 4 days to create this massive cake, right?
Like, how
Oh,
many
cool.
tiers?
Not tiers, honey. Our cake was 8 feet by 6.
Feet? How do you even bake that?
8 by 6.
Oh my God.
We had 4 days to make these massive cakes. I don't know.
Well, you're fine.
We had 4 days to make this massive cake, teams of 3.
Oh my God.
So
And
we
how
had-
many ovens do you have to bake?
Incredible.
Girl, they baked like it was so much baking.
I was
right?
gonna say,
But
is the
besides-
oven on for 3 days straight?
Yeah, like we just bake, right? But besides that, girl, it was insane. So
I need to
besides
watch
that,
it.
we also had a tasting element to our cake. So for our episode, we had classic cartoons. Duff had Looney Tunes and we had Tom and Jerry, right? So we had to create something that depicted Tom and Jerry. And then we had to create a dessert that went along with that that counted for 20 of our points, which was a large amount for our in calculation of our points, right? To beat Duff. So I had to go head to head against Duff with a dessert. Now, mind you, Duff has his own line of products in the stores.
Wow.
He's been on television for 20 plus years. He's known for his baking, right? So I was so scared to go against him, but I was like, okay, girl, just do what you do.
Yeah.
And relax, right? The judges were Amaury Gouchon. You know who he is. He's the chocolate guy, the guy on Instagram. He makes everything out of chocolate. Insane.
Yes.
And Cherry Yard, right? So when I found out who the judges were, I really got nervous. Like, okay, they're both pastry chefs, so I have to step my game up. Mind you, I just finished pastry art school. I literally went back to pastry art school.
Oh, I love
because
that.
I wanted to know the science behind what I was doing.
Sure, of course.
And plus, I created a curriculum that's going to be implemented at MATC.
Oh,
so I'll also
wow.
be teaching there on a college
Super.
level, the cake decorating.
Super.
But
Excellent.
so that's another reason why I went back to pastry art school, because I wanted that. Just finished, right?
There is so much science. And that in the beginning, I was talking about science. We do this cookie bake every year with my family. Over 3 days, we literally do over 4,500 cookies. There's like 10 people that do it. My cousins, my aunts, like we've been doing this in our for 4 generations. Let me tell you, I am on the decorating. I am not on the baking, because like if I don't sift the flour correctly or like put the correct butter in, or I'm not good at math and my measurements when you're tripling recipes, let me tell you. Yeah. I've messed it up and had people screaming at me. So I'm like, it's a huge science. So
Definitely
it's like,
science.
does your butter need to be room temperature? Does it need to be super cold? How are you sifting your flour? Like that stuff. And then tripling recipes, those numbers get me anxious.
Yeah, I can
it's
cook.
not just making things pretty. There's a lot behind it. So
I don't
kudos
bake.
to you.
I don't bake. I can't even cook. My menu consists of turkey tacos, turkey burgers, and turkey manwiches.
But your
and that's
credit
about
card-
it.
your credit
and I
card
can
sure
make a
can-
steak. That's about it.
Yeah.
But, I can eat a whole can of frosting of chocolate Betty Crocker, though. That's not a problem.
Listen.
So the career is going fantastic. You love what you're doing.
Amazing.
Your big surprise TV show is coming out. What are you looking for? Like for the future? Do you want your own TV show? Like what would the ultimate
Right.
goal in your life be when it comes to being in front of the camera?
So I was thinking of that. I'm thinking that I do want my own show. Like in my brain, what would be perfection for me is if I go around to other bakeries and just showcase desserts that people don't showcase a lot of. You know what I
Right.
mean? So like most of the shows now you see, they're showcasing the high-end pastries. Do you know what I mean? Like they don't showcase the things that are traditional for a lot of families. They don't showcase those because they're not high-end bakeries.
Yeah.
They're not pastries. Like your cookie thing, for instance,
Yeah.
like with your family. Like I would love to come to your place and
You're
say,
invited. It's always December, the second weekend. I'd love to
girl.
have you. I mean, I'm telling you, I have like a select list because we do probably 300 boxes that we assembled on the last day. And we're sitting there putting and we do like 20 different kinds. I have a short list of literally like 25 people that are on my cookie bake list. And, some people who I haven't talked to over the years or whatever, like they're not cool with me anymore. They don't get it. And they'll tell other people like, I didn't get the freaking cookies this year. Because I will put them on their doorstep. What I started doing 2 years ago, because I'm like, I have to deliver here, there, everywhere. I started doing like a cookie cocktail party in December. So people come, get their cookies, and they'll be like, is there an extra box? I'm like, no. I'm like, we have extra green Reese or the maple frosting ones. I'm like, no, one of each. Like we're on a tight budget here. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
And see,
but yeah, these are old traditional German,
recipes that have been in your
Polish,
family for years.
from my great grandma.
Right.
What
so
about-
I would love to go and highlight that.
What about a talk show that is, a daytime talk show that only has people on in your industry? How cool would that be?
That would be very
that
cool
would
and
be a
interesting.
great. You should write that and pitch it.
Yeah.
Because one of the things with you is you've got an in. You met all these
And you
great
have the
people.
personality
You've great
and
all
you're
these
gorgeous.
producers. You've met these directors. People that want to create a show don't know who to go to if they haven't been on one. And you've been on so many of them.
Right,
I
yeah.
can definitely see
And
that
different
in your
casting companies.
definitely see that in your future. Your own talk show.
Oh, for sure.
Would be
Something.
pretty
You're
awesome.
gonna be like, you're gonna have your
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my show.
You
are gonna
are.
have your show.
And then I'm gonna come back on
So-
here and be like, remember when you guys said?
I know.
And I'm
I
gonna come
know.
to your house and we're gonna make my traditional cookies and I'll be
Yes.
on there. And
Yeah.
Clay can just be tasting.
So I'm not a big cookie person. I
Oh,
like
you
I
haven't-
like
you haven't
when
gotten a
those
box of
I
my
like when
cookies.
those Girl Scouts start whoring their cookies. I
feel
love
like
those
the-
Thin Mints.
I love Girl Scout cookies, but I feel like the taste has changed.
Changed, right? I don't like them anymore.
Well, they're all made in
don't
China
either.
now.
I do not like them anymore. I'm like, what they do to the Girl Scout cookies?
Caramel
they are not
Delights used to be
giving.
my fave, and now they're
Really,
like.
you think they taste different?
They taste
I love the
very
Girl
I guess
different.
both
Scouts,
of you
but
would know.
they're not.
Yes, I gorge on those.
I
cookies.
could still
like,
eat a whole
the
sleeve of
Mints,
Thin Mints. So.
How do you mess up Thin Mints?
They're
They don't
not-
taste the
they
same
taste
anymore.
like cement or something. Like,
Yep.
like they're like the crumbly on the inside. I don't know.
Yeah,
So
they're not right.
so
Listen, I love the Girl Scouts of America. I was a Girl Scout for many years.
I love
I'm
them
not
too. I
hating,
love
but
your-
maybe
I love your
maybe
cookies, Girl
Kim-
Scouts.
Maybe Kim, you need to do a collab with the Girl Scouts,
yes, that's what we can do.
that is what she should do.
and you
so,
can do your own little lemon blueberry whatever cookie.
Yep, and it'll be good.
So
Anyways,
oh my God. So your career is amazing.
Thank
I love talking to you about it. I look forward to seeing you on your new show. When is it being released?
It's coming out in February.
February. Okay, so we don't have too
but
much
stay
longer.
tuned on your socials. I'm sure
Yeah,
you'll
on
be
your
pushing it.
socials.
Oh, definitely.
Right.
Stay
So
tuned.
if I was in the industry and in the baking industry, and I wanted to find out about Kimberly Sweets Adams, where would I go?
You can go to my Instagram account, Signature Sweets _. I have Facebook account, Signature Sweets Bakery. You can email me, signaturesweetskim@gmail. And that's I have a TikTok and stuff. I'm not good with that social media stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot. It definitely is time consuming. I have somebody run mine we have somebody run ours for the podcast. So, that the best way to do it is to delegate that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that encompasses pretty much as much time as baking does.
Oh, it does.
I would say it does.
I'm
It
so
does.
not good at it, you guys. I'm not. I'm not.
Instagram has been my main. I'm trying to do
Yeah.
more. I love TikTok. I've on my own personal account. I've had a couple things gone viral, and it's just foolish stuff like with my mom or just being funny. But I'm thinking, why can't I just be foolish and do stuff with my business? But it's just so time consuming.
It is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, delegation is key.
right, delegation is key. So what's next? That's the big question. What do you want to conquer? That's my question.
I have conquered another thing that I wanted to do. So it's not off the grid, but I have a thing for coffee. I love coffee,
Same.
right? And
What are you going to tell me? I'm so excited. You have
But
my eyes
girl,
real wide.
I have grown to, I don't know if it's an allergy to caffeine or if caffeine just does not like this girl no more.
As far as
Because
what? Like what?
Caffeine coffee, like regular
Right.
caffeinated
Sure.
coffee,
What
right?
kind of side effects are you just like anxious or
Heart
like,
last time I had a cup of regular coffee, I ended up in the hospital.
oh my gosh.
It was that much caffeine.
I think that's such a bad product. Coffee.
The jitters and
You don't
completely,
say that.
yeah.
But this is the thing.
I don't
like,
drink it, but
I
do.
love coffee so much. I like the taste of it. Not for the caffeine
really
to get
God,
me going.
It's
I like the
disgusting.
Oh, I love.
coffee
I know
you
you should
drinking?
watch who you're talking to here.
Oh my God!
Listen,
I can't
I
even
love coffee.
say what it tastes like on a podcast.
Well, then you're not drinking the right coffee.
Right,
You got to
you're
get
not.
something else in Folgers, Clay.
You are not Clay.
Maybe
You got to drink
that's
the
it.
right kind
Anyways,
of coffee.
focus on me.
Okay.
Talk to me. Tell me,
Okay,
girl.
go
I
ahead.
love the
So,
coffee.
so
We have a
I,
few
Leave
I
this
minutes
would
hater
left,
out of
ladies.
here.
I would go, and I could say this too because I even put this on my Facebook account. I went to Dunkin' Donuts. Every time I go there, I ask them for decaf coffee because, again, I love coffee. Do you know they give me caffeine coffee every time I go? I literally have to watch the girl walk over with my cup, go to the decaf thing in order for me to drink it because if I don't, they'll just pour me
I have
regular
nothing
caffeine.
nice to say
I
about
don't know
Dunkin'.
how
My
many
husband
people I
said-
killed when I
My
waited
husband
tables.
said, stop ordering coffee. And I'm like, wow, I love it. Like, I love it. So anyway, long story short, I decided I want decaf coffee and I want it to be flavored and I want it to be good. So I came up with my own line of decaf
You
coffee.
did? Did you
I
launch
love
it yet?
it.
Is it
I'm
launching?
launching it in November.
What's
and
it
it's
called?
Incredible.
Tell me more.
Signature Sips.
That is
Ooh, I love
freaking
that.
brilliant.
And so, that's
Where are you launching
incredible.
it? Like online or?
I'm going to launch it online. Yep.
Awesome.
Wonderful. So Signature Sips.
So
you
maybe
can-
Duncan will give you a call and be like, girl, we need your signature sips in Duncan.
I know that's right.
Next
So,
collab.
one other thing.
Manifesting.
A couple of things before we wrap up. In your career of TV and working with all these famous people from around the world, right?
Yeah.
You've worked with some of the best chefs.
I didn't even mention, like, I was on Steve Harvey before. I was
I'm
on
obsessed
Sister
with
Circle.
Steve Harvey.
Right.
I was on Steve Harvey because when I was trying to transition from working my 9 to 5 and actually opening the bakery, he had this thing called a jump episode, which was like people that did something they loved versus a corporate career and
Sure.
kind of like jumping into what you're meant to do.
Right.
And so he asked me to come on the show and talk about my cakes and me working a 9 to 5 at AT&T. And then these cakes that had taken off, and I'd been
Incredible.
on 8 shows at that time, and so he had me come on the show.
She's
and,
so nice in person.
oh my God, he is
I'm obsessed
so
with him.
nice and stupid in person. Like he is.
I've been watching
hilarious.
Family Feud, honestly, for years with my family, like all the time when we're up north on vacation. We look forward to it. We turn it on. He is so funny. I'm
He
obsessed
is.
with him.
He is hilarious. Guess who the judges were? I mean, not this
Who?
would be the judges were. I'm so used to being on Cake Show, but guess who the guests were to kind of talk to me about opening a business? Bethany Frankel.
Oh, wow.
What?
She was on the show with me. Yes, she was one of the
Oh
people.
my God.
And then
how was she in person?
she very nice. Like
Kind, just kind,
I'm gonna
right?
tell you, I didn't like her from the show. Just her
Right,
personality was
right,
very
sure.
But she's
complete
she knows
opposite in
what
person.
Well,
she's doing
she's
for those
brilliant.
shows.
She's brilliant. She's
Yeah.
brilliant.
And
Brilliant
right.
in marketing.
And
Brilliant in marketing.
Thank you. And that's why she was on the show because
Right.
she had opened up several little businesses
Yep,
during the time that
sure
she was
has.
on the
Her
Housewives.
first one was the wine she did.
Yep.
That was her first company
Yep.
she opened. I forgot
Yeah.
the name of it.
And she said it took
Skinny
her to
Girl,
open
Skinny Girl Margarita
Pop.
she did.
Yeah, skinny. Yep.
Yeah.
And she said it took her at least 12 different businesses before she found the right one that made her the money that she thought all the other businesses
love
were going
that.
to make her. So
And-
she was on the show just telling me like,
Don't give
don't
up.
give up. She was like, even if you open and then you end up closing and then you have to open again, she was like, keep doing it.
I love that. And I love that you are surrounded by such positive people in your industry and will continue to be surrounded by those people with the more work that you do on TV, on the camera too, because you're bringing so many people together in that field. So I can see many other products that you'll launch in your career because you have all these great
This is
mentors.
just the beginning for you, girl. I feel it. Like
Thank you.
you have so much that you have accomplished, but you're gonna do incredible things, and we're gonna be cheering you on. I'm so
Thank you
excited
so
for you.
much.
Signature sips.
So Signature Sweets.
Yep.
And
Signature
with
sips.
Kimberly Adams.
Mm-hmm.
And we look forward to having her and Taurus on our show in the future.
Yes.
And
I love it.
thanks
Thank you
so
so
much for
much.
coming with
You
us
are so
today, coming on with us
welcome.
today. And you look like and honestly, you're ageless. I met you years ago. You look younger now. I think styles change and hair changes, so people look younger as the years go by. I keep running into these women in, I don't want to say their ages, but that I met 18, 19 years ago when I moved here, and I'm like, oh my God, how do you look so young? But anyway, it must be the Milwaukee
Water.
alcohol and the Milwaukee
something.
air. Yeah. So anyway, thanks for coming on,
Thank you so
and
much.
I wish you the utmost of success.
Thank you so much, Clay. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to the Wedding Files. Make sure to follow us on social